The power of no, a Stoic approach to a balanced life. In the hustle of modern life, the word no often feels like a foreign concept. We live in a world that glorifies busyness and constant connectivity. From the moment we wake up, our senses are bombarded with notifications, emails, and messages, all demanding our immediate attention. The pressure to be available and responsive at all times can be overwhelming. We are bombarded with requests, invitations, and obligations, leaving us feeling pulled in countless directions. It's as if we are expected to be everywhere and do everything all at once. This constant state of being on can lead to burnout, stress, and a sense of losing control over our own lives. However, the ancient Stoics offer us a different perspective. They believed in the importance of focusing on what truly matters and letting go of the rest. The Stoics taught that our time and energy are finite resources, and we must be discerning about how we use them. By saying no to the non-essential, we create space for what is truly important. They understood that true freedom lies not in saying yes to everything, but in the power of no. This concept is not about being selfish or unkind, rather it's about being mindful and intentional with our choices. When we say no to things that do not align with our values or priorities, we are saying yes to our well-being and peace of mind. This small word, when wielded with intention, becomes a tool for reclaiming our time, protecting our mental well-being, and ultimately living a more fulfilling life. By setting boundaries and being selective about our commitments, we can focus on what truly brings us joy and fulfillment. The power of no allows us to live a life that is aligned with our values and true to ourselves. Embracing the power of no can lead to a more balanced and harmonious life. It enables us to prioritize self-care and personal growth, fostering a deeper connection with ourselves and others. When we are not constantly overwhelmed by external demands, we can be more present and engaged in the moments that matter most. By saying no to the unnecessary, we make room for meaningful experiences and relationships. We can invest our time and energy in activities that nourish our soul and bring us closer to our goals. The power of no is a practice of self-respect and self-love, reminding us that we have the right to choose how we live our lives. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by the demands of modern life, remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Embrace the power of no as a tool for creating a life that is balanced, intentional, and fulfilling. By doing so, you will find that you have more time, energy, and peace to enjoy the things that truly matter. Boundaries, the guardians of our time and well-being. In our fast-paced world where every second seems to be accounted for, the concept of boundaries becomes more crucial than ever. These boundaries are not just physical barriers, but also emotional and mental shields that protect our inner peace and well-being. The Stoics placed immense value on time. They believed that time was one of the most precious resources we have, and once it is gone, it can never be reclaimed. This ancient wisdom still holds true today as we navigate through our busy lives, often feeling like there are not enough hours in the day. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, famously wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." His words resonate deeply, reminding us that the way we manage our time is crucial to living a fulfilling life. Seneca's teachings encourage us to reflect on how we spend our days, and to be mindful of the distractions and demands that can consume our precious time. This waste often stems from our inability to set healthy boundaries. In today's society, we are constantly bombarded with requests, notifications, and obligations that can easily overwhelm us. Without clear boundaries, we risk spreading ourselves too thin and losing sight of what truly matters. Boundaries are the invisible lines we draw to protect our physical, emotional, and mental space. They help us to prioritize our needs and to say no to things that do not serve our well-being. By setting boundaries, we create a safe space for ourselves where we can recharge and focus on what is important. They are essential for prioritizing our well-being and ensuring that we have the time and energy to dedicate to what truly matters. When we respect our own boundaries, we are better equipped to handle the challenges of life and to be present for the people and activities that bring us joy. Setting boundaries is not always easy. It requires self-awareness and the courage to stand up for our own needs. But the rewards are immense. By honoring our boundaries, we can lead more balanced and fulfilling lives. We can pursue our passions, nurture our relationships, and take care of our health. In a world that often glorifies busyness, it is important to remember that our time and well-being are worth protecting. Boundaries are the guardians of our time and well-being, allowing us to live with intention and purpose. So take a moment to reflect on your own boundaries and consider how you can strengthen them to better serve your life. Remember, it is not about having more time, but about making the most of the time we have. By setting and respecting boundaries, we can create a life that is rich in meaning and fulfillment. The guardians of our time and well-being are within us, waiting to be acknowledged and embraced. The overcommitted professional, a cautionary tale. Imagine a high-powered executive. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah is ambitious, driven, and always says yes. She takes on every project, attends every meeting, and volunteers for every extra task. While her dedication is admirable, it comes at a cost. Sarah is constantly stressed, sleep-deprived, and has little time for herself or her loved ones. She is a classic example of the overcommitted professional, someone who has sacrificed their well-being on the altar of busyness. Saying no to protect your mental health. The Stoics understood that our mental well-being is paramount. When we constantly say yes to demands on our time and energy, we deplete our internal resources, leading to stress, anxiety, and eventually burnout. Saying no is not selfish, it's an act of self-preservation. It's about recognizing our limits and prioritizing our mental health so that we can show up as our best selves in all areas of life. One of the biggest obstacles to saying no is the fear of disappointing others. We worry about damaging relationships, missing out on opportunities, or being perceived as unhelpful. However, the Stoics teach us that we cannot control the reactions of others. We can only control our own actions and choices. Trying to please everyone is a recipe for exhaustion and resentment. Instead, focus on acting with integrity and aligning your choices with your values. The art of assertive communication, saying no with grace. Saying no doesn't have to be harsh or confrontational. It can be done with grace, respect, and even kindness. The key is to be assertive in your communication. Clearly state your boundaries and reasons for declining a request, without over-explaining or apologizing. For example, instead of saying, "I'm sorry I can't, I'm really busy," try something like, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm unable to commit to that right now." Embracing essentialism, focusing on what truly matters. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of activities, obligations, and distractions. We often find ourselves overwhelmed, trying to juggle too many things at once and losing sight of what truly matters. Essentialism is a powerful concept that can help us regain control and focus on the things that are most important to us. The Stoic concept of essentialism encourages us to identify and focus on what is truly important in our lives. It teaches us to be mindful of our choices and to prioritize our time and energy on the things that align with our core values and goals. By doing so, we can lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. This involves ruthlessly eliminating non-essential commitments and distractions that drain our time and energy. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve our purpose and making space for the things that do. This can be a challenging process, but it's essential for our well-being and personal growth. Start by defining your values and priorities. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your core beliefs and principles? What are the things that bring you joy and fulfillment? Once you have a clear understanding of your values, you can begin to align your actions and decisions with them. Then evaluate your current commitments and ask yourself, does this activity align with my values? Is it helping me achieve my goals? Is it bringing me closer to the life I want to live? If the answer is no, it might be time to reconsider your involvement in that activity. Does it bring me closer to my goals? Our goals are the milestones that guide us on our journey. They give us direction and purpose. By focusing on the activities that bring us closer to our goals, we can make steady progress and achieve the things that are most important to us. Does it bring me joy? Joy is a vital component of a fulfilling life. It's the feeling that makes our efforts worthwhile and our experiences meaningful. By prioritizing the activities that bring us joy, we can create a life that is rich and rewarding. If the answer is no, it might be time to consider letting it go. Letting go of non-essential commitments and distractions can be liberating. It frees up our time and energy, allowing us to focus on the things that truly matter. It's a process of decluttering our lives and making room for the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. Embracing essentialism is not about doing less for the sake of doing less. It's about doing less of the things that don't matter so we can do more of the things that do. It's about being intentional with our time and energy and making choices that align with our values and goals. By focusing on what truly matters, we can create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. We can build deeper connections with the people we care about, pursue our passions and achieve our goals. We can find joy and satisfaction in the things that matter most to us. So take a moment to reflect on your life. What are the things that truly matter to you? What are the things that bring you joy and fulfillment? What are the things that align with your values and goals? By embracing essentialism, you can focus on what truly matters and create a life that is rich and rewarding. Remember, it's not about doing more, but about doing what matters. It's about making intentional choices and living a life that is true to who you are. Embrace essentialism and focus on what truly matters. Conquering FOMO, the joy of missing out. In the age of social media, it's easy to fall prey to the fear of missing out, or FOMO. We see others constantly doing exciting things and feel compelled to keep up, even if it means sacrificing our own well-being. The Stoics offer a powerful antidote to FOMO, the joy of missing out, or JOMO. JOMO is about finding contentment and satisfaction in choosing to prioritize your own needs and values over external pressures. The courage to say no, a testament to Stoic integrity. Saying no requires courage, especially in a culture that often glorifies busyness and productivity. It takes strength of character to set boundaries, prioritize your well-being, and stay true to your values, even when it means disappointing others. Remember, every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to yourself, your goals, and a more fulfilling life. Embrace the power of no and step into the freedom and integrity it offers.